Hey, welcome back. We're gonna learn some Korean. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's start.
Let's start.
And today, we're gonna learn about numbers. In our previous video, we talked about another set of numbers. They're just called Korean numbers. But today, we're gonna talk about Sino-Korean numbers, and then they're used differently. In our previous video, we said that Korean numbers are used for counting, time, hour specifically, just the hour, not the minute. And then when you're talking about age. And Sino-Korean numbers is basically everything else. When you want to talk about price, when you want to tell somebody your phone number, bus numbers, dates, what floor, and time and minutes. Sino-Korean numbers are generally used for everything else other than counting, time, and age. Okay, and then these are very important because you need to buy things, right? When you need to buy things, you need to use Sino-Korean numbers. Okay, so this is how you say the numbers from 1 through 10.
1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10.
Yeah, so these are the numbers from 1 to 10. Now you notice that I've written two things here. Don't worry about too much. Sometimes you will hear like ryuk instead of yuk, but it's for certain cases, and you don't need to worry about that too much. But maybe just keep in mind, sometimes you'll hear it and then you're probably like, what is that? Just know it just means 6, okay? So, so we know the numbers from 1 to 10, but what about 11? Now, in English, we have a special word for, 11. But in Korean, you just add two numbers together. So if you break down 11, we need to say 10 and then the 1. To say 10, you need to say ship, and then 1 is il. So to say 11, you need to combine those two together and you get shibil. And then 12. Same thing. We break it down. We need to say the 10 and then the 2. To say 10, you need to say ship, then 2, e. Then you put them together and then you get shibi. Shibi. So when you're making these numbers or saying these numbers, you just break it down and figure out what numbers you need to say, and then you put them together. And how about something like 19? Same thing. You break it down. You need 10 and you need 9. To say 10, ship. 9 is gu. So you put them together and then you get shipgu. Shipgu. Okay? Here are the numbers from 10 to 19.
Okay, I'm just gonna read only Koreans. So follow me. 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19.
Probably notice that for 16 it's a little bit different, right? Now there's an M sound right here. It's supposed to be like, if you just read it just like how it is, it's supposed to be ship yuk. But in Korean, it's a little bit difficult to say. So they change it just a little bit to make it easier for the words to come out of your mouth. So you say shimyuk instead of shipyuk. You notice that shipyuk is kind of hard, like it's kind of hard to say, right? So shimyuk kind of like flows out of your mouth easier. I think that's why they changed it a little bit. But then, how do we say numbers like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90? In English, we have special words for those, right? We have a special word for 20, 30, 40. But in Korean, they don't. They don't have a special word for it. So to say 20, we need to break it down. We need to say 2 and then 10. We're literally saying there's two tens. To say 2 is E, and then 10 is ship. So you put them together, and you get E-ship. E-ship. Simple as that. So just remember, when you need to say 20, you need to say the 2 first, and then the 10. You're saying there are two tens. So E-ship. The same thing with 30. To say 30, you need to say 3 and then the 10. You're saying there are three tens. So to say 3, you need to say sam and then 10, ship. And you put them together and then you get samship. And then something like 50. Same thing. To say 50, you break it down. You need the 5 and then you need the 10. You're saying there are 5 tens. So to say 5 is O. Then 10, ship. You put them together and then you get O ship, 50. O is 5 and 10 is ship, O ship. Put them together. And here are the numbers by tens from 10 to 90.
10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90.
So, how do we say something like 91? Now, again, we just got to break it down. We need to say 90 and then we need to say 1. To say 90, you need to say 90. And then 1 is il, so you put them together and then you get 91. This is not easy for me.
91, 91.
Yeah. So just remember, break it down. You need to say 90 and then 1, and then you put them together. 91. Then how about something like 82? Same thing. Break it down, and then you can do it. So 80 is 80, and then 2 is E, and then you put them together, and then you get 80. Okay, so remember, break it down. 80 and 2, then you put them together, 80. And like 73. To say 73, we break it down. We need 70 and we need 3. 70 is 70 and 3 is sam. So you need to say 73. So we learned how to say numbers from 1 to 99. But now, how do we say 100? This is how you say 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, okay?
100, 100, 200, 200, 300, 300, 400, 400, 500, 500, 600, 600, 700, 700, 800, 800, 900, 900.
Yeah, and these are the numbers by 100 from 100 to 900. So it's the same thing. To say 100 is back, and then you want to say 200, you just got to put the 2 before the 100. So you're saying 2 100s. Same thing with 300. You say 3 first, and then 100. Sam back. So 3 100s, 4 100s, 5 100s, 6 100s. So sam back, sa back, o back, yu back, chill back, pow back, and gu back. So you got to put the number first and then 100, okay? And the same thing with 1,000, all right? So there's, to say 1,000, it's chun. And then if you want to say 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, you do the same thing. You put the 2 first and then the 1,000. So ichun, samchun, saochun, ochun, yukchun, chilchun, paochun, and guchun. And the same thing with 1,000, all right? So there's, to say 1,000, it's chun. And then if you want to say 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, you do the same thing. You put the 2 first and then the 1,000. So ichun, samchun, saochun, ochun, yukchun, chilchun, paochun, and guchun.
1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, 3,000, 4,000, 4,000, 5,000, 5천, 6천, 6천, 7천, 7천, 8천, 8천, 9천, 9천.
So yeah, so these are the numbers by thousands from 1,000 to 9,000. So here's a very big number. How do we say 8,934? Now, this seems so difficult. You know, when I was trying to do something like this at first, it was so hard. But if you just take your time and then break it down, you're going to be able to do it. So first, we need to say 8,000. How do we say 8,000? We need to say
8천,
8,000. And then 900.
900,
And then 34.
34.
Yeah, so to say 8,934, you break it down. 8,934. Okay? 8,934. So easy, right? Kinda? No? Okay, I know. It wasn't easy for me at first, but you gotta keep practicing. Just remember, you gotta break it down and then figure out what you need to put, what goes first, what comes next, and then, with some practice and some time, it's gonna come easy for you. But guys, I need to talk about something else. Now, we talked about 10, talked about 100, and we talked about 1,000. Now, Korea has a special number. That number is 10,000. Now, Korea has a special name for 10,000. It's man. Now, at first I was like, why is there a special word for 10,000? I don't know. Maybe it's because money.
Yeah, I think it's because of the money.
Yeah, because there's a bill, a 10,000 won bill. And then this is quite important because this is how you can continue counting higher numbers. You need to use the word man if you want to continue counting from 10,000 and above, because you're going to use it often, very, very often. Especially when you're buying things. If you ever buy anything in Korea and it's over 10,000, you're going to use man most of the time, right?
Yeah, and when you go restaurant, when you have to pay for the food, also you are gonna use man a lot.
Yeah, so 10,000s. So you know how we kind of like, I said like to say 30, you need to say 3 tens. Say 400, you need to say 4 tens. To say 5,000, you need to say 5 1,000s. Now, for these other numbers, we need to say a certain amount of 10,000s. I know you got to do the math in your head. For me, it was very difficult. I was like, how many 10,000s do I need to say 1 million? When we're counting numbers higher than 10,000, you're going to use man. So to say 100,000, you need to say shipman. And then to say 1 million, we have a word for 1 million, but in Korea, there's not. So we need to say 백만. Then to say 10 million, we need to say 천만. So 10 10,000s or 1,000 10,000s. That is so confusing, I know, but living in Korea, you're going to get used to it. That's the only way. So to say 10,000 again is man. 100,000 shipman. 10 10,000s. To say 1 million, 110,000s 백만. The next like counter I think is ok, which is after 100. There's a special word for 100 million. I don't think you're gonna use that number, so we're not gonna practice it. But just keep in mind to say 100 million, it's ok.
Ok.
Ok, yeah, ok. And then now we got a test. Test time. So guys, you just gotta say the numbers in Korean, okay?
So here's number 45 and you break it down 40 and 5. Actually, you can break down 42 like 4 tens.
Yeah, 4 tens.
To say 40, 40. 40. And for 5, 5. It's 45. 45. And next question. 67.
Okay, we have 67 here. So break it down. We need to say 60 and then 7. How do we say 60?
60,
60.
60,
And then how do you say 7?
7, 7,
And then you need to put them together, then you get
67, 67.
yeah. Here's question number 3.
Here, break it down. And for 100 is 100. 100. We don't say like 100, you know?
Yeah, we don't need to say 100. You know, Beck already means 100.
But we just skip 1. So it's like just 100, not 100, you know? And for 20, 20. 20. And for 4, 4. So put them all together. 124. 124.
Question number 4.
389.
Okay, so we have 389. Of course, we're going to break this down. We need to say 300. We need to say 80 and then 9. To say 300,
300.
300.
300.
80
80. 80.
and then 9.
9. 9.
All right, then you put them all together. You need to say 389.
389.
Question number 5.
Okay, here we break it down. 2000, 2000. 2000 for 200, 200. 200. For 30, 30. 30. And 4. So all together 2234. 2234. Next.
Our last question.
Yeah, oh, so high.
Oh, then 5 digits.
Is it allowed to say so high? Or
Yeah,
so high number?
Yeah, it's a high number.
Okay. I feel like just when I say oh high, it's like you guys think about other thing, right? In English, right?
Yeah. Our last number. 74,621. Oof. All right. Let's break it down. We need to say 70,000. To say 70,000, you need to say
Special word.
man. So we need to say chilman.
Chilman.
Yeah, so man, we gotta know it. 10,000 man. And then there's 7 of them. 7, 10,000. So you need to say chilman. Chilman, 70,000. Then 4,000. Sachon.
4,000,
Then 600.
600,
600. And then 21.
21.
21. So when you put them all together, you get
74,621.
easy. Right? I'm having a hard time too, honestly. When I'm reading these numbers, like I definitely still taking my time when I had to say a difficult number like this, especially when there's like 621. But when you go to Korea, when you buy things, like tax is already included in the prices. So usually it rounds off easily. Like it's usually just 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. Usually there's not like a 21 or, like a weird digit at the end of the number. So don't worry about it too much, but you gotta know how to say it, right? And guys, that is our last question, and you did it. How was that lesson? Was it easy? No? Then you gotta watch it again. I don't know what to say. Numbers is a really difficult thing, I think. You just gotta practice. You gotta memorize how to say each number. You gotta remember how to say 10, 100, 1,000, and then 10,000, man, right? So if you put that, you learn those vocabulary words, you're gonna be able to say anything you want after that, okay? So keep practicing. And guys, as always, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, leave a comment. My name is Tara.
My name is Dana.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.